Hey everyone, it's Katie from Create Your Future. I am a Law of Assumption coach here, a certified life coach and meditation teacher. Today I have a success story for you about how one of my clients was able to go from getting the opposite of what she wanted with her specific person and with everything when she was trying to manifest to finally getting what she wanted. There was a shift that had to take place that I want to talk about, and I intend that this is the shift that you need as well. So let's talk about what happened. She understood the law of assumption for sure. When we were meeting together, she had obviously, lived and breathed Neville. She was doing her meditations. She was on a mental diet. She was doing these inner conversations. And in our sessions, things would feel very light and expansive and enjoyable. Right? So even though she had circumstances that felt impossible, she had an SP that was absolutely showing no signs of movement, showing no love or commitment, telling her the opposite. She had other people in her world showing her resistance as well. She was able to really come into inner conversations in our talks that were loving, that were powerful, that were what she needed to hear. But what I noticed is she really had a hard time identifying them at first. When I would ask her, because in these sessions, the client will tell me, here's the story, here's what's going on. So I knew her story pretty well. I knew that the SP had been hot and cold, hadn't really shown consistent movement. I knew that, even in work and friends, everyone was kind of in opposition to her in a sense, which of course reflects her state of mind. And when we would go into what she wanted, because that's what I do in these sessions, I'm just like, what do you want? Just tell me what you want. There would always be hesitation about what she even wanted. Hesitation about what she wanted, hesitation about what those conversations would sound like. She did not know what it would sound like if her specific person was consistent, if her specific person was reliable, if her specific person was showing her love the way she needed it. She didn't know the way she wanted to experience love. And she also suffered that same unknowing uncertainness with friends and family, right? There was definitely a self-concept of low self-esteem and not believing in ourselves. But her desire to know this information about law of assumption and to change things was so big, especially because of her upbringing, right? That she still, just like every single person does, had everything she needs to change this reality, no matter how long your life has been unwanted in a sense. But some of the core inner conversations we had to change, because our inner conversations create our circumstances. Our inner world is creating our outer world, right? And these inner conversations come from habits. They come from past memories. They come from what we've been reacting to. If you grew up not getting your needs met, if you grew up not feeling loved, not feeling desired, if you grew up fighting, being in opposition to the world, that is probably what's still going on in your internal dialogue, in your inner landscape. And here's the thing, it's your inner world that creates the outer world. It's only what you do in imagination that actually matters. That is what's creating your reality. You can desire these things all you want, a better life, a loving relationship, but if you don't know what that sounds like, what that feels like, if you are not allowing your imagination to imagine it, because your imagination is too busy fighting with everyone, your imagination is too busy telling you it can't be so, it's not going to happen, based on old patterns from your past, then you're not going to see results. And so what we do in law of assumption is we create new assumptions, we create new inner conversations, we allow the imagination to finally use its creative principle to create a new reality for you. But odds are you haven't experienced it before. So we need to be gentle with ourselves, right? And really trust in the power of our imagination. Trust that our imagination creates reality. If you look around you, your outside world is just a current reflection of what is currently going on within you, what you believe to be true, who you believe you are, how you believe people treat you, how you believe your specific person treats you. And all of that is usually based off of what's going on in the outer world. So you're stuck in this loop of, I don't believe they call me, I don't believe they talk to me, I don't believe they want to be with me, I believe they're against me. So of course that gets projected out, I see it, and then that hardens that belief. So when we're doing law of assumption, when we are creating new inner conversations, we are allowing the imagination to come up with something brand new. Now remember, creation is finished, so it does exist, but it's brand new to you in your current existence, okay? Maybe you've seen it in movies and books. Maybe you've seen some friends and family. You know it's a possibility, right? But now we need to make it a part of you. We need to experience it within, spiritually, first within, because it's your imagination that creates everything. So you have to be willing to create the new inner conversations that you've never heard before. You have to be willing to feel a new feeling of it being safe in your world, safe to be loved, safe to be adored. We have to know what it's like, or at least believe in the idea that everyone is you pushed out. Everyone is here inside of you, alive inside of you, here to support you. They want what you want. No one's against you. And these are all brand new feelings, right? They might feel a little familiar because there's that knowing within, that resonance. But what I find is we'd come up with these new inner conversations, and I would help encourage her. I'd give her examples. And I get it. I've been there, right? I know what it's like to create things that I've never heard before and how hard it was at first. And she'd start to get in the flow of it. And then we'd go away until the next session. And what it really sounds like, because she'd come back to the next session and there'd be this tone of almost apathy, this tone of like, what's the point? Does this really work? Like doubt had taken back over. That inner dialogue, her dwelling place within was one of doubt and despair and hopelessness, which I understand. Growing up in a situation where you feel like your needs are never going to be met, you don't know how to meet them yourself, where it feels like everyone's against you, it can feel very, very hopeless. Apathy can be very consuming. And so I have compassion for that. And that's the dialogue we have to change. That's the emotional state we have to change. If that is your current dwelling place, where you feel high for a little bit, but then you go back to, but it's taking too long. I don't want to do these inner conversations, but this isn't working. Like, what's the point? That's a state of apathy, and you have the power to shift out of that state, but we have to recognize it. And you want to remind yourself that things are different now. You know that your inner world creates your outer world now. You know that everyone is you pushed out now. Everyone's alive inside of you. You know your inner conversations create your circumstances. And you know if you can allow yourself to occupy the state of the wish fulfilled by going into the inner conversations, by doing the meditations, by feeling it real, by being on a mental diet, you will get results. You will absolutely get results. Your imagination will not fail you. But we have to build that trust. We have to build that knowing. We have to become the version of us that knows we can do this. It is so much easier to do these exercises if you have the belief that you'll succeed. So we can start with those little inner conversations. And this is what her and I started working on together. And this is, I've talked about this a lot in my videos, where hearing your specific person on the inside telling you, you can do this. This can be. You got this. These inner conversations are the real deal. They are getting pushed out. Your imagination is the only reality. What you are doing within is the only thing that matters. Right? Close your eyes and close off your senses to the outside world. Go inside to the only place that you actually have power. This is where all your creativity lies. This is where your power is. This is where you are infinite. You are one with your imagination. You can be, do, and have anything because you can imagine it. Every time you go inside, I want you to start giving yourself what you want. I want you to start hearing what you want to hear only. If you are replaying an old argument, an old story, that they're not calling, they're not texting, they're not treating you right, ask yourself, what do I want to hear? Hear them tell you, I love calling you, I love texting you, I love being there for you, I love being reliable for you. This is the real me. This is the version I want to be for you. Have them help you in self-persuasion, right? This is a reflection of what we believe is true. So have everything on the inside help persuade you that your desire is true. Hear family and friends tell you, you are so happy with your person. They love you so much. Hear your person tell you, I do love you so much. This is happening. This is the real me inside of you. This is what's real. Hear yourself. Say to yourself, I can do this. I'm getting really good at this. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling secure. I'm feeling loved. I'm feeling powerful. I've left that old state. I remember when I felt helpless. I remember when I was just looking on the outside for it to work, but now I know my true power. Now I know it's all happening on the inside. Now I know it's my inner world that creates the outer world. I do not have to go out here. This objective world, it doesn't exist. Everything is alive inside of me. That is where it really is. I'm experiencing everything on the inside. So when I close my eyes and go into my own inner power, this is the only place I have to go. If I hear the inner conversations I want to hear, that is all I have to do. If I tell myself to feel loved, to feel secure, that my world is safe, that I always get what I desire, then that is what my world will reflect. Because I know these thoughts are compounding. I know these are invested conversations. I know they will not come unto me void. Right? This is the new inner dialogue, the new inner conversations you want to start filling yourself with. And as you're going through your day and the outside world is trying to hypnotize you and pull you out, it doesn't do it on purpose. It is what it is, right? I even imagine my outside world telling me, go within, just go within. I'm just a reflection of your inner world. Go within. Don't take me too seriously. Go within. Right? I try to have everything in my world point me back inside. So with this client, when she started doing inner conversations that really focused on her ability that she can do this, that she can trust in the law, she can feel confident, she can feel secure, that she is brand new in this moment, and what she's doing in this moment in her imagination is all that matters. And she's hearing that from her inner SP, she's hearing that from friends and family, she's hearing that from herself. And then she goes into the inner conversations of hearing them just saying like, I love you, we support you, we acknowledge you, we see you, we hear you. And then even into more specific desires, it felt so much more powerful because she really came into that place of recognition. This is all within. There's nothing out there. This is a fun reflection of my outer world, but everything's happening within. Everyone is alive inside of me. There's no need to feel lonely. He's talking to me right now. There is no such thing as no contact. Right? The version of him that I'm imagining that is so consistently in love with me, that shows me every single day, that takes me on dates and treats me so well and tells me these loving compliments and is there for me all the time because he's always accessible within. That's the real him. And I know that's true now, and I feel so secure. I feel so loved. I feel so adored. My friends and family that want the best for me, that see me, that acknowledge me, that respect me, that I'm hearing from within, that is who they really are. And this version of me that feels so empowered, that loves going into her imagination, that loves giving myself everything I could ever want, and visions and inner conversations and feeling, that is who I really am. I'm one with my God consciousness. I'm one with my creative ability. And because I can imagine anything at any time, right? I know that I'm God. I know that I can do, be, and have anything because I can imagine it. And then I know it's done. I know it's done. I don't care when it shows up. I don't care how it shows up because I've experienced it within, and that's what I was looking for anyway. And I trust in my imagination. And I know it's going to show up at its perfect appointed time. How? I'm just going to keep having these inner conversations whenever I think about it. I'm going to allow myself to visualize it whenever I want to. There's no rules in here. There's nothing I cannot be, do, or have. There's no wrong or right. If I desire it, then it's done. As Abdullah said to Neville, if you want to go there, you have already gone. If you already have the desire to be somewhere, that's because a version of you is already there doing it. Now your imagination will create the bridge. So just go there, go to the end of your imagination, have those inner conversations, rejoice in it, knowing it's true. And then allow this outside world to reflect it. Because once it's dominant, once it feels true and natural and loving within, it has to be reflected. And again, I use these inner conversations to get myself and my clients into the states of whatever it is they want. So if you're in a low moment, if you're having doubts, just ask yourself, what do you really want right now? What do you really need to hear right now from your person? And hear it right now. No limitations. Close your eyes, ignore the outside world. It's just an old projection. All is well there. But go within to your true power and hear what you need to hear from them. If you need to revise your entire childhood where your needs were met, go for it. Go for it, as long as it feels good, right? Give yourself what you need in every single moment. Fulfill every single desire you have in your imagination. I think that's my last point with this, is she really started getting what she wanted consistently when she stopped ignoring her desires. I think a habit a lot of us can pick up based on our upbringing, things like that, is we tend to ignore our own desires and our own needs. We just don't think they're going to be met. But now that you know that you are the creative power and it's up to you, you're the operant power, you're the only one that can meet your own need, is when you have that need, you notice it within, you're longing for something, fill it in your imagination in that moment. Maybe at first it's a little tricky, but the more you exercise your imagination, the easier it gets, okay? And if you're really stuck, script out, what would I hear if I had this thing? What is it that I really want? Right? I'll do inner conversations where I'm just trying to figure out what I want. I'm talking to my specific person. I'm just like, okay, what do I want? What do I want? And I'll have him just be like, well, if you knew what you wanted, what would it be? That's a coaching technique I use too. And it helps me release what I really want, what I really need. And then I can go into the scene. And I know my clients are starting to find such joy in just going into their imagination and blissing out in it. Because now they know they can meet every single need. And it feels so good. And there's nothing else to do but go into your imagination and fulfill it. And then whatever action is needed will come from those new assumptions you're creating. So I intend this was exactly what you needed to hear. This client that I'm speaking of has had so much success in every single part of her life. It was not an easy road. It didn't happen overnight. I know she's still working on it, but she's getting so much consistency from her specific person and friends and family, some quicker than others, right? Where she's starting to really see that people in her life want to meet her needs, want to see her happy, because she's been doing that within, right? People in your world, they want to help you. They're just you pushed out. They want what you want, right? They're every you, they're every me. Everyone is alive inside of you. They're all on your team. So let's bring this to a close within our conversation. We're going to imagine your specific person is alive inside of you, here with you right now. And just imagine they're telling you, I'm always here for you. This is the real me. I love you. Close your eyes. The outside world doesn't matter. All that matters is what's within, right here, right now. Me telling you this is all that's true. I love you. I see you. I adore you. You can do this. I am helping you every step of the way. And you respond. I'm so thankful I know my true power. I'm so happy that I know you're alive inside of me. You're not out there. I'm so happy to know my whole world is alive inside of me. I can be, do, and have anything I want in this inner world. I can imagine it right now. Right now. My imagination can take me any place, anywhere, into any state I desire, and it's already done. And my outside world is reflecting this as it all becomes true. I love this power to meet my own needs, to fulfill my own desires every single time. I listen to my needs, I listen to my desires, and I fulfill them in my imagination. And because of that, my life is always as I want it to be. Thank you all for watching. If you would like more support in this, come to this upcoming workshop. We'll have the links for it below, where we're going to be diving into creating more of, I believe it's the action you want to see with your specific person, and just creating the life that you want with your specific person. We're going to get past whatever blocks have been holding you back. And then of course we'll have the upcoming live meditation that will go with it, so you can further feel it real. And then if you need or want to do a one-on-one coaching session with me, that is available as well. And we are thinking about doing a live Q&A, group coaching style type thing. If you're interested in that, be sure to let us know. And yeah, the link below for an email link if you'd like to receive more info. And when I have courses coming up, meditations and workshops, be sure to sign up for that as well. Go live in your imagination. It's all that matters. You really can be, do, and have anything you want. So go within, and it'll get pushed out. All right.